Hello everybody, I'm Grant Fluff from Floodsterssportszone and welcome back to another YouTube video. Of course, it's me, formerly known as Bruins Betrayer 2.0. We're right back up in here. First YouTube video in about 5 months. And most of you probably saw this one coming. This video, anyway. And I guess even the news, depending on how you put it. The Denver Broncos released quarterback Blake Bortles earlier today. Now, obviously, if you know me, you know I'm a Jaguars fan. You know Blake Bortles is the reason why I'm a Jaguars fan in the first place. And yes, as much as I do enjoy seeing Gardner Minshew play, he's not Bortles to me. He's not. He might be better in the long run. It wouldn't shock me if he is. He's not Bortles to me. As much as I love Minshew, he ain't the reason why I'm a Jaguars fan. Y'all gotta get that clear. And obviously, I'm going to be more passionate, and say what you want about Bortles' 75 career interceptions. And I can just back it up with, he's made to more AFC championship games than Lamar Jackson. I can make it up with saying he had more rushing yards his rookie year than Michael Vick. I can make Bortles sound good. Of course, it's just comparing stats and stuff, but I can help him out in his career. And now I know I made a video back in March about saying when Blake Bortles signed with the Rams, that would be the worst decision of his career. I could have been more right. Of course, it's not his fault. He's thinking the Rams are going to, probably, maybe not have a Super Bowl hangover. Maybe make the Super Bowl. Maybe get some more playing time when Jared Goff is playing absolutely garbage. Of course, that didn't happen last year. The Rams only threw Bortles into 3 games. Only threw for 3 yards. 1 for 2 passing, 3 yards. Made him take a bunch of knees, which destroyed his rushing stats. He had -9 rushing yards last year. Of course, that's because of knees, which it's stupid. And then, when Denver signed him about a month ago, I was pretty happy because I was like, all right, he is the best quarterback on the market. I don't want to bring up Colin Kaepernick's name. Dare should I, right? But Bortles is better than Kaepernick. I don't know why everyone was up in arms when Bortles got signed over Kaepernick. Because he's better. I hate to say it, but he is. If Bortles is struggling being a backup last year, how would Kaepernick do when he hasn't played in the league since 2016? Come at me. Oh, he's made a Super Bowl. That was 8 years ago. Come at me. I don't want to hear any of this Colin Kaepernick stuff. I guess I hate that brings into a Kaepernick video. If Kaepernick was to be in the NFL, he should be making it over guys like XFL dudes. Not Blake Bortles, not Trevor Siemian, not even Josh McCown. None of those actual veteran quarterbacks out there. No way. No way. Forget Kaepernick, alright? He ain't coming back unless, some GM, I don't even know. The Kaepernick's not coming back, let's be real. But back to Bortles, because that's what you probably came here to hear me talk about. Let me just put to you this way, alright? His career is done. You heard it here first. Perhaps one of the biggest Blake Bortles fans out there, probably on YouTube. Man who literally can't even, deal with people on social media because of how much, they make fun of him. And remember, that's why I started the hashtag Push for Blake. Of course, on my Instagram, Floodsterssportszone for daily sports news. But that's why I started that hashtag. It was because Bortles wasn't getting enough playing time with the Rams. That's why I started that. And, it eventually evolved into him, just being a free agent all offseason. I'm like, I can actually, use this hashtag, and it'll actually be worthwhile in the long run. And we're back at it again, because, of course, he just got released. But, much as I want to believe in Blake, and I do still, it's just something's up here. I don't know if it's the Broncos coaching staff. I don't know if it's just didn't believe in him. I know Drew Lock got hurt, but they kind of knew it was only going to be for 3 or 4 weeks. I didn't really want to get Bortles that much involved in the game plan. But Bortles is done. I hate to say it. Honestly, if he retires at the end of this year, I would definitely not be satisfied with his career. Let me just put it to you that way. But, he's done. And it's not that, he doesn't, I think he still has a lot of talent left in him. I think if he's a starter or one of the league's best backups, he's literally the top 5 backup in the league, hands down. Honestly, I'd take him even over starters like Kyle Allen starting for the Washington football team. Come on, you're really going to take Kyle Allen over Blake Bortles? I certainly wouldn't. Daniel Jones. Okay, he's on the Giants. Maybe he's put in a more of a rough situation. Guess what? Bortles won Jacksonville with horrible coaches. So Daniel Jones, figure your stuff out, bro. And, obviously, I hate to throw John Elway into this, of course, the manager for the Broncos. But, I hate to throw him in the mix, but he should know how Bortles feels, right? Because remember, in the 83 draft, number 1 overall, John Elway, not to the Broncos, to the Baltimore Colts, and he whined like a baby, like Eli Manning, he whined like a baby to go to Denver. Guess what, man? Bortles went to Jacksonville, he's like, all right, this sucks, but let's go. Let's win some games. What'd they do? 3 years, made the AFC Championship game. Yeah. And John Elway's the one who doesn't even want to give him a shot. Now, I will give Elway, some credit. He at least threw Brett Rippon. At least he gave him an opportunity. And, he did okay. Played the Thursday night game against the Jets a few weeks ago. He was all right. 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, one being a pick six in the fourth quarter. I mean, for a guy who was on the practice squad just 2 weeks before the game, he did okay. Granted, it was against the Jets, but he did okay. And for Jeff Driscoll, he's the main reason why I like Brett Rippon, all right? I think, his father, Mark Rippon, I thought he was one of the most underrated quarterbacks ever. Of course, won the Super Bowl with Washington back in 1991. And also a random fact about Brett Rippon, I don't know if it's his wife or girlfriend or whatever, and this is going to seem weird, but Laura Buck, she is one of the first NFL girlfriends/wives I've actually followed on Instagram. She was like the first or second one. Random fact there. But anyway. Rippon, I like the guy. I like his family. I think he could be a pretty good quarterback. I mean, coming out of Boise State, the guy looks solid. So I was cool with them getting starts. But Jeff Driscoll, we know what we're getting at Jeff Driscoll. He's not good. And clearly Jeff Driscoll's on the roster, not like Bortles. Actually, when I was scrolling through Twitter today, I was shocked to see how many people were actually like, why did we release Bortles when we have Jeff Driscoll here? Why didn't we release Driscoll, all right? And these are Broncos fans. It's not just regular like NFL fans vote for the Falcons like, Blake Bortles sucks. No, these are actually like Bronco fans like, okay, what if Drew Lock gets hurt again? What if Brett Rippon was a one-game wonder? We're screwed. Exactly. What if Rippon gets hurt again? Or not Rippon, excuse me. What if Drew Lock gets hurt again? You really going to rely on Rippon for like 4 or 5 weeks? If he's out again with another shoulder injury? Are you really going to believe in Jeff Driscoll? You really going to think he's going to win you 2 or 3 games at most? I think they go winless. I think Rippon maybe wins 1 or 2. Driscoll goes winless. Sure, you might say, Blake Bortles, you probably go, like 1 or 2 wins as well. Here's also the thing with Bortles. Remember, he's been around the block. He's been in the league since 2014. He has a chip on his shoulder. I have been comparing Bortles to Nick Foles over the past couple years. Like, remember, Nick Foles was about to retire. And then the Eagles picked him up. Now, obviously, look what happened. They won the Super Bowl. Now he's a star for the Bears. You take a look what happens to these guys who are decent, but they never get the right chance on the first team or 2 they play on. Remember, Foles with the Eagles, did good, made a Pro Bowl, but then really fell off, then went to the Rams, then he really struggled, then went back to the Eagles, boom, won a Super Bowl. I'm not saying Jacksonville, oh my goodness, he was decent with the Jaguars, played pretty bad with the Rams, did next to nothing on the Broncos, now he's going back to Jacksonville and win a Super Bowl. I ain't saying that, but what I am saying is that this guy's got a chip on his shoulder. He's 28 years old. He is a tremendous out-of-the-pocket passer. Look at that. He just rolls out to the left, and he's throwing it 30 yards down the field. I know you're thinking, it's going to be intercepted. No. You want to know when he throws interceptions? When the offensive line gives him less than 3 seconds to throw, and he's forced to throw a stupid pass to his receiver, who, let's be real, half the time either drops or isn't running the right route. Now, granted, Bortles should perhaps take the sack instead of throwing the interception. I would understand what you mean there. That's why his interception total is so high. Because he's always had terrible offensive linemen. Not to mention, do we have to mention Gus Bradley and Doug Marrone as his 2 head coaches? Come on, man. Sean McVay could do something with him. You're telling me you learned nothing from Sean McVay? Obviously, yes, he was not the greatest with the Jaguars. Take a look at when Gus Bradley, Nick Marone are your two head coaches. Would you be putting up Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Russell Wilson numbers? I don't definitely think you would. Under a year with Sean McVay, and I know Vic Fangio is more of a defensive coach, right? But, which is fitting, they released Bortles to get this nobody defensive lineman that no one's heard of. That's besides the point. The other thing is, I know Fangio mainly focuses on defense, but you still really couldn't use him. Again, it's very weird just to see, especially when he's been your favorite player since the day he was drafted. It's just like, no, he's back as a free agent after a month. And honestly, at the time, I honestly forgot he was with the Broncos because he was on the practice squad the whole time, which is, again, it's stupid. I get why, they signed him midway before week 3. Obviously, he's not playing the Buccaneers game because, obviously, he doesn't know the playbook, right? Week 4 against the Jets, okay, could have started that game, but they want to give Rippon a shot. I get it. He's been with the team longer. I get why they started him there, too. Week 5, they're finally playing the Patriots tomorrow, right? Because of the Patriots, Cam Newton, Stephon Gilmore, they unfortunately got COVID-19, so and game postponed to tomorrow, this upcoming Sunday, and so it's just, you kind of knew he wasn't going to get any playing time, but the fact that they just straight out released him just because Drew Lock came back, I know Drew Lock's coming back, and I know they wanted that defensive lineman, but again, you're releasing the wrong guy here. You could really develop Bortles, and I'm not saying, trade him away at the draft or anything. You're going to probably release him at the end of the year anyway. But you could have done something here. And like I said, Bortles has a chip on his shoulder. Jeff Driscoll has nothing to prove. Rippon, I'm cool you keeping Rippon because, like I said, his grandfather was a quarterback, won a Super Bowl, and, he did put up pretty good numbers in college. So, you're okay with keeping Rippon. And obviously, Drew Lock's your guy. You drafted 2 years ago. You want to keep Drew Lock. Obviously, he should be the starter. He should be the starter. I'm not even going to say Bortles is better than Lock because he's not. Will I say Bortles is even better than Rippon? Yes. But, again, they released the wrong quarterback. They had to get rid of Jeff Driscoll. Because he don't have a chip on his shoulder. He has nothing to prove. Jeff Driscoll, I know a lot of people joke about Blake Bortles going to the XFL. Jeff Driscoll's an XFL quarterback. I hate to say it, but he is. Bortles, don't give me this, he's an XFL quarterback too. He is a top 5 backup quarterback in the league. And like I said, at this point, I even take Bortles over some starters. I'm not even saying that just off of me being biased. I'm literally just Kyle Allen, Daniel Jones. I wouldn't say Sam Darnold, because, I think he could be pretty good when he's not on the Jets. There's a few out there that, I would still rather take, Bortles over. Not a whole lot like I thought a couple years ago. Guys like Mayfield and, stuff, they're doing pretty good now, so I'd take them over Bortles nowadays, but like I said, Denver just released the wrong guy. And, finally, we're going to wrap this up with, where's Blake Bortles? What's Bortles' future? Okay, he might get signed again this year. He's just going to get signed and get released in a month again? That's what I'm concerned about. I got him going to the Giants, so he's going to New York because, let's be real, I don't think they're going to stand Daniel Jones that much longer, and let's be real, Colt McCoy's the backup. Don't even bring up the Bortles is worse than Colt McCoy because you're just plain old. You don't pay attention to football if you're going to say Colt McCoy is better than Blake Bortles, right? But like I said, honestly, I think he's going to sign with the Giants later on this year. But in reality, I think Bortles might retire at the end of the year. It breaks my heart to say it, but I really do. Well, yeah, that's going to be it. For all my Bortles haters out there, Chris Sims, Will Brinson, and who's the other dude? I don't really know who else hates. Someone else does, but I don't remember who it is off the top of my head. But all you Blake Bortles haters, enjoy your day in the sunlight, because Broncos, for whatever reason, chose Jeff Driscoll or Blake Bortles. Makes no sense, but they did. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to follow me on Instagram, Floodsterssportszone, for daily sports news. Make sure you go follow my Instagram account, Blake the Snake, for a Blake Bortles fan account. I'm Grant Fluff from Floodsterssportszone. I'm out.